Good afternoon, my YouTube viewer. In this video, what we're going to do is we're going to discuss hypothesis testing. Hypothesis testing is a fundamental concept in statistics that enables researchers to make inferences about populations based on sample data. It involves formulating a null hypothesis, HO, and an alternative hypothesis is going to be either H1 or HA, and then using statistical methods to determine whether the observed data provides sufficient evidence to reject the null hypothesis in favor of the alternate hypothesis. Python, with its rich ecosystems of libraries such as NumPy, SciPy, and stats models, provides powerful tools for performing hypothesis testing. So we're going to talk about the key concepts of hypothesis testing. You've got the null hypothesis represents the default or status quo assumption about a population parameter. It is a statement that there is no effect or no difference, and it serves as the basis for the test. The alternate hypothesis is going to be either HA or H1, represents a statement that contradicts the null hypothesis. It suggests the presence of an effect or a difference. The test statistic is a standardized value calculated from the sample data. It is used to determine the likelihood of observing sample data under the null hypothesis. The p-value is the probability of obtaining a test statistic at least as extreme as the one observed, assuming the null hypothesis is true. A small p-value indicates a strong evidence against the null hypothesis. Your significance level, which is alpha, is a threshold chosen by the researcher, typically set at 0.05 or 0.01. If the p-value is less than alpha, the null hypothesis is rejected. And you have something called type 1 and type 2 errors. A type 1 error rejects the null hypothesis when it is true. It is a false positive. A type 2 error fails to reject the null hypothesis when it is false. It's a false negative. So basically the test says you don't have it when you really don't have it. It's a true negative. That's a green. If the test says you do have it when you really don't have it, it's a false positive. If the test says you don't have it when you really do have it, it's a false negative. If the test says you do have it when you really do have it, it's a true positive. So that's a little bit of information about hypothesis testing that I wanted to give you before we go into your hypothesis testing practice questions. So this concludes our video. In upcoming videos, we're going to be talking about some hypothesis testing questions. So I hope you decide to watch them.